You see this chart? It confirms that Bitcoin and the altcoins are closely following global M2. But what's most exciting about this is back in December when Bitcoin hit $109,000 and many altcoins found themselves at all-time highs, the global M2 was only at this level. Right now, we're expected to reach the same level as that in just the next 3 weeks, meaning that Bitcoin and the altcoins could be back at all-time high around mid-May. And beyond that, the global M2 continues to surge towards the upside with no sign of stopping, indicating that over the next few months, we're going to have one of the most explosive growth phases for crypto you could ever imagine. But I get it. Right now, you're looking at your altcoins wondering why some of them are not performing particularly strongly. Well, it's all because the Bitcoin dominance continues to rise. Will it ever come down and create an altcoin season? Well, right now, it's flashing a signal that we haven't seen for months that I think indicates that we're going to see a massive move for altcoins rather sooner than many people think. Do me a favor, hit the like button. Let's get into it. Now, guys, if you've been subscribed to the House of Crypto over the past few weeks and months, then you'll understand that Bitcoin and the altcoins have been closely following global M2 money supply. It's no surprise. And in fact, this move recently for crypto won't come as any surprise either, because you can see that this signal towards the upside has been pumping for weeks, telling us that this was imminent. Now, I personally was a bit early on this. I thought that we would start the move higher sometime around the end of March, but instead we started this move around the start of April, and since then we've basically been going up in a straight line. We will continue to see this as the M2 continues to climb into at least mid-July. Things are about to go absolutely crazy, and I don't think many people realize this. Now, I'm going to talk about something that I've been talking about on my other channel, The School of Crypto. Make sure you go and check that out, by the way, if you haven't already subscribed. On that channel, I focus towards trading. I focus more towards day trading, how to understand what's going on in the markets, different altcoins I'm buying on different days, etc. Okay, so go and check that one out over there. Now, as we can see, something really important is shown here. Back in December, we saw the M2 money supply climbing towards these levels, okay? At this level, we saw Bitcoin hitting around, what, $108,000, $109,000. We saw cryptos like Solana, XRP, Cardano absolutely exploding. And then since then, we can see that the M2 falls down, which has led to recent decline in price. Now, this level indicates the highs that we saw Bitcoin, etc. at previously. Now, the M2 runs into this same level sometime around the middle of May. This is a really important time because it means that around this date, which is only a few weeks away, we're going to see Bitcoin, altcoins, probably back towards highs that they were at back then. And then from there, all the way until the summer, things are going to go crazy. But if you jump across to crypto bubbles right now, you're probably thinking to yourself, why is IMX up 61% and Tau Pretends are up 46% and other altcoins pumping like crazy and I'm up, 3 or 4% in my ICP position or whatever it is that you're holding right now? Well, you need to understand that different altcoins right now will run because of different reasons. A lot of these are pumping right now because of market makers who are basically pulling money off of exchanges right now to mess with the supply, etc., and pump prices. We're also seeing probably a lot of these projects injecting their own liquidity back into the projects to pump them up, to make them seem exciting and get retail investors to ape in. You're also probably seeing venture capital funds pumping money like crazy back into the markets. That's why we're seeing SUIs, IMXs, Tau Pretenses, etc. pumping up exponentially more than other coins out there who have decided not to do this yet. So right now, if you're holding coins that aren't pumping yet, it's because your coins that you're in aren't doing this. But don't worry, they will pump eventually as we move down the path towards altcoin season. Now, I've showed you this chart multiple times before. We talked about it back in December, where we had that mini altcoin season, where we saw XRP exploding to the upside, Cardano, and a bunch of other coins, SUI, having really good runs. And a lot of the altcoins that you're holding will probably start to move into the phase 2, phase 3 part of the kind of path to altcoin season. Now, why do we see that path to altcoin season? Basically, right now, the markets have been in full fear. And I don't mean just the crypto markets, I mean outside, in like the stock market, in the bonds market, all sorts of crazy stuff going on around the world. During max fear periods, people go to safe havens like the US dollar and other kind of safe havens out there. As you can see, though, people have started to move out of those safe havens into more risky ends of the market. The dollar has been dumping like crazy, which is why we're starting to see liquidity flows coming in big force. But those liquidity flows, because of the global M2 money supply, take 12 weeks to end up into the crypto markets. That's because crypto represents the risky end of the market. So you go bonds, you go like real estate, you go into like the stock market, the NASDAQ, and then into crypto. But not just crypto. You go into Bitcoin, and then into the large caps, and then into the small caps, and then into like the meme coins, and then like NFTs and whatever crazy stuff happens at the end of this bull market. So a lot of the smaller caps that you're holding right now won't see so much upside, but that doesn't make them bad coins. I look at some of the altcoins, small caps I'm holding right now, like My Lovely Planet, top quality project, hasn't really seen that exciting an upside. But as soon as the market kind of discovers these coins, there's a chance that you see candlesticks like this starting to print, okay? This is, again, humans AI. Again, seen not much upside recently. Again, once it starts to get towards the risk end of the market, then we're going to see these coins putting in these sort of candles again. Metacade, another one. Again, I'm just confident to continue holding these. And eventually, once SUI continues to climb, some of my SUI position, I might start to rotate into those smaller cap coins. Also with Bitcoin, etc., into smaller caps as we move down the risk curve. So, how do we know whether or not we're going to enter into the risk curve? Well, it's inevitable. Okay, because the markets are pumping up right now because of M2. QE to come out of the US, because the rest of the world is QEing, if that's a word, I don't know. But basically, we've been through a very stressful time in the markets. So China, India, the UK, the Eurozone, Canada, everyone else has been printing money like crazy because they've been pushed through a whole world of more pain than the US has gone through over this tariff drama. Okay, so that QE is what's flooding into the markets now, in anticipation of the pain that we were going to see in tariff times. Anyway, this is the chart that matters to us because this is going to tell us whether or not we're going to get our altcoin season and when things are going to go crazy. Now, this is the Bitcoin dominance chart, and it tells us the altcoin season is coming sooner rather than you think. And I know little Timmy will be down there below in the comments being like, you told me there was an altcoin season back in December. And there kind of was, but it just wasn't that big. This is what caused that altcoin season. The Bitcoin dominance dumped from 61% all the way down to 54%. Now, why is this important? The Bitcoin dominance represents the amount of the market cap of crypto that Bitcoin is. Okay, so right now, the entire market cap of crypto, 64% of it is held in Bitcoin. This tends to mean that at the start of bull market phases where Bitcoin's rallying up, money flows into Bitcoin rather than into the alts. And eventually, you get a time like this that sends all of the altcoins crazy. Bitcoin kind of goes sideways for a bit. Money continues to come in, but a lot of money just goes into the altcoins because we hit the risk end of the market. So what signal is flashing over here that's got me all excited? Well, none other than this. I don't tend to get into indicators too much, but there is one indicator alongside the global M2 money supply indicator, which is an absolute beast, that tells us that things are looking pretty good. Now, if you want to get that M2 money supply indicator, by the way, just in case you forgot, go to indicators on tradingview.com, write M2 money. Okay, click on that, and it's going to give you that line. Make sure as well, click on the cog and change it to 12 when you're looking at a weekly chart. Let's just turn that off for now because we're looking at something different. Go to daily, go to market cap dominance, and use the relative strength index, which is indicators, and go to relative, and relative strength is the top one. Okay, it's going to give you this. I didn't do anything else to it. Now, when we got that altcoin season, mini altcoin season, back in November, December, this is what it looked like on the Bitcoin dominance chart. But it's really, really important that we focus what happened before that. As you can see, the Bitcoin dominance climbed and climbed and climbed. But interestingly, the relative strength down below started to go down. Now, this is called a bearish divergence, and you've probably heard lots of people talk about this, but no one's ever really explained it to you. Let me just explain what relative strength is showing versus the price. This is price up here. This is the strength. These are two friends. When the price is going up, strength goes with it. When the price goes down, strength goes down with it. Makes sense, right? But when these friends are heading in different directions, it signals something is about to change, in potentially a big way. Now, to explain this, I'm going to use an analogy, because everyone loves an analogy, right? When you're a kid, maybe you used a go-kart, or you created a go-kart or something like that with your friends, or you went sledging in the snow or skiing or whatever. Any momentum-based sport or activity. Let's put it at that. Anyway, you're in your soapbox with the wheels on, you sat there, you're looking at the hill in front of you. As you go down the hill, momentum builds. You speed up and speed up. Now, to stop you, there's another hill on the way up the other side, okay? Because obviously you don't want to continue running down the hill, you'll hit something. Anyway, as you go down the hill and up the other side, your little go-kart, whatever you're in, that doesn't have a battery or an engine, as your cart goes up the hill the other side, what happens? It goes in very fast and quick, and it starts to slow down because the gravity pulls down against it. This is what's happening here. The price is going up and up and up, but the momentum, which is registered down here, starts to ease off. Think about the cart now. As the cart hits to a certain point, it's going to go to a point where the gravity is going to start to overpower the initial force that pushed it up there, okay, which was the gravity. Okay, once that happens, it's going to come back down. And this is what's indicating here. As the relative strength dies off, but the price increases, it's going to get to a point where the momentum dies. And then this happens. This is your altcoin season. And guess what? Guess what's exciting? Okay, right now we've seen the Bitcoin dominance going bananas. 64.35%. Higher than I thought it would get to be honest. But interestingly, down below on the relative strength, you can see that this is overbought and in fact starting to indicate that there are maybe, just maybe, signs of a bit of weakness coming in here. This is going up, showing price increase. This is showing momentum is dying for Bitcoin dominance right now. Does that mean that it has to come flying down today? No. Does it mean that it has to happen tomorrow? No. But it will happen in the coming days and weeks ahead, which will indicate why we get altcoin season happen. And when this sends itself down towards, 40% or possibly even lower, guys, because there's so many more altcoins out there, there's so much more experience perhaps in the markets. This could be the most outrageous pump you've ever seen for altcoins ever. And the pump is going to be huge, and here's why. Because a lot of money is in Bitcoin right now. Trillions, over $1 trillion at least. I don't know the market cap of Bitcoin right now. But in order for the rest of the market to start seeing some of that money, when money flows out of Bitcoin and out of like USDT and USDC into some of the smaller cap altcoins, it really doesn't take much money to pump them up like crazy. Some of these coins with like 5 million or 10 million market cap are going to go absolutely crazy when this happens. Okay, so just be patient. If you're holding coins that are yet to pump like crazy, just be patient. Now, in terms of like the large caps, I think a very key place to look at whether or not it's too late to get into them is the versus Bitcoin chart. SUI, for example, I would say is going to have a good bull run, okay? But if you've been out of it for now, I would probably be away from this, okay? Because it's already been pumping like crazy. It's a coin that I hold a huge bag of and have done for weeks. I made a video about it the other day when SUI was down here and many people just called me an idiot and didn't watch the video. But so don't go and jump into SUI now because you should have just watched the other video the other day. Anyway, this is versus Bitcoin. You can see SUI's been pumping up, okay? Not so good to be able to enter into it now. If you're already holding it, perfect. You've done well. If you go down below and you look at other coins versus Bitcoin, Ethereum versus Bitcoin is still in this major support zone, making Ethereum a very decent bet right now, in my personal opinion. Cardano, similar things you can see sat in this support zone here. XRP, you can see again sitting in this support zone. Hasn't really rallied much out of it. These altcoins will see lots of excitement when that Bitcoin dominance comes out. Okay, you can almost guarantee it. If you are holding XRP and you're feeling like, oh, this is not really moving yet, I'm frustrated, just be patient. Okay, it's going to rip like crazy. And when XRP rips, SUI will probably sit flat. It happened back in December. SUI sat flat while XRP ripped. Okay, likely you're going to see a lot of these kind of big market cap coins ripping money out of the market. Get in before that happens, not after. Now, not telling you to go and buy XRP or whatever, but understand that these coins will have their time. Pretty much all altcoins are going to have their time. If you're holding large caps and you're looking to get into smaller caps, maybe it's just time to have a little bit of patience. Wait, have some of that money come in for once, okay, in the large caps. I personally will make a video about when to start rotating and when I will rotate more of that large cap money into the small caps in the coming weeks ahead. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel so that you catch that video. Now, if you've got spare money on the side and you're looking to kind of get into the market and understand where to go, guys, the best place to be getting into is strong narratives. Go to coinmarketcap.com, go and focus towards some of the larger narratives that are going to show strength. AI is an obvious one. Real world assets is another obvious one. Gaming, DePIN, DeFi, which is like decentralized finance AI, and AI agents. Bit of a no-brainer. I made a video the other day saying AI agents were a very obvious play, and now they're starting to pump up like absolute crazy, okay? You can see in the last 7 days, AI 16Z up 47%, Virtuals 42%. We talked about these on a video the other day. I recently just bought a load of small cap AI agents and I've just posted about them on Twitter. So if you're not following Peter_THOC on Twitter, you're missing out on some of these calls where I'm getting into certain AI agents like 1.3 mil market cap or even smaller. Okay, crazy opportunities in AI agents. Okay, just be patient though. So yeah, I would go and look into some of the kind of smarter projects out here. Now, I will make videos in the coming days about different AI projects that I'm getting myself into, real world asset coins, etc. Coins that I'm looking to get into before the market pumps like crazy towards the upside. We don't have much time, so make sure you stick around to see those. Also, check out a video I made the other day about my own personal portfolio if you're wondering which coins you might be wanting to get into. And then go and check on the charts. Have those coins I've been talking about there been rallying towards the upside, in which case you probably missed your chance? find other coins that are yet to see such significant rallies towards the upside that might give you good kind of ROI. That should be fairly easy to follow. Now, as you can see, crypto markets are starting to look good. We have a very good run ahead of us. If you are looking to go and buy into different altcoins, then I recommend that you use any one of these exchanges linked down below. These exchanges I use pretty much every day because they have no KYC, which means wherever you are in the world, you can access these exchanges, particularly Bitunix and WEEX. These exchanges also have a huge range of different small cap altcoins, and as well, Bitunix will list coins that you ask for or I ask for. So if you want coins listed on Bitunix, then leave them down below and go across to Bitunix and create an account. Both of these exchanges also have incredibly low fees, and they come with huge bonuses as well. So if you sign up through the link down below, you can get yourself some free Bitcoin as well as free USDT to be able to go and start opening trades over there. Absolute no-brainer. If you want to get started into making some good gains in crypto, what better way than with some free money using those links down there. Now guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. We're going to start cramming in a lot of content over the next few weeks and months ahead about different altcoins, about how to study the markets, about how to identify coins that are about to pump before they start pumping, and start to share a lot more information about my own personal project called Perceptron, which will be launching over the next few weeks ahead. Okay, go and give Perceptron a follow if you haven't already. We're going to be unleashing a lot of new information and exciting stuff about Perceptron and how you can get involved in this project. Guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.